All right. What's up, everybody? I know it's been a long time. Thank you guys for the early likes. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Let the people know we are live. It's 1 p.m. Friday. I know some of you guys are at work, and for those who are working from home, you have no excuse.
None.
One of the
Check
most
us out.
chilled podcasts is back. Let's Talk Games, episode 26. And I apologize that it's been...
It's been a minute.
The podcasting has been very spotty, and that's all my fault. But shout out to Dre. You've been doing your thing. Sir Dre the Great.
Thank you, man.
Ignore the... We got to get an updated template that reflects the proper Twitter handle and logo for Sir Dre the Great. He no longer goes by Notorious DRE. It is Sir
That's right.
Dre the Great. So I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, but we had to get this pop. You hit me up, bro. I was off the grid. Like after the
There you was.
after the podcast, I had been out to some country club, and my cell phone service dropped from LTE to 3G. And so I was like, well, I know I'm not gonna get anything. So I was responding to your messages, and then I ain't realized until like later in the day that they never sent. I was like, oh damn. But how you been, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm especially good on this fine day, but I've been doing good, man. Been chilling, you know what I mean? Just been I haven't really been gaming because one of my outlets it's like burned out for somehow in my living room. So I really haven't been gaming too much. I was been playing Mass Effect 3, trying to finish up that trilogy, and but like I said, these past it's like been 3 days where I haven't really been doing a bunch of anything. So
Yeah.
I had my reaction video to the showcase, and I kind of effed that up. You know, that's on me because my audio was a bit janky, but I'm trying to make that up with some videos now, just giving my thoughts on the games that I liked. Not every game, but just the games that I liked at the showcase. So I just put out one on Knights of the Old Republic. Go check that out, Sir Dre the Great, YouTube. So check that out if you want. And yeah, man, I've just been cooling, man. Been cooling. How about yourself, man? How you been?
I've been all right. I mean, like my gaming has gone down. Like I said, I mean, I don't know what all the games I've been through since we last podcasted. I think I've done freaking since the last podcast. I've done the Ascent, 12 minutes, Psychonauts 2. I'll beat Ratchet and Clank today after the podcast. I got like 2 more planets to get through, and then I should be done.
Hold on, give me your honest opinions on Ratchet and Clank. How you feeling it?
Right now, I mean, you know what's crazy? What made me go back? Let me just jump right after I finished Psychonauts 2. I was like, you know what? Let me just finish right and go back into Ratchet and Clank now that I'm on my platforming high.
Right.
And it was like, all right. I like Ratchet and Clank. It's one of my favorite franchises from PlayStation. But it was something about this one that just was not looping me. And I think I understand what occurred that you were confused about in terms of like she being the female version of Ratchet. That threw me off a little bit too. But overall, I mean, as far as a game, graphics and gameplay, I think it's fine. But to me, I'm so used to Ratchet and Clank. It's Ratchet and Clank. Nothing really changed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think the game is okay. I wouldn't consider the game like a game of the year contender.
Okay.
For me, it's not a game of the year contender. It's a great game. It's a good game. Had I not blown through like Psychonauts 2 or I have high regard for the Ascent. Ratchet and Clank is a good game. Like it's a very good game, but I don't think it like if the year ended, if today was like the last day of the year, I'm not sure I would say, oh, this is game of the year. But it's a very good game so far. Yeah. But like I said, I should have it done literally today after we wrap up this podcast. So I think I got about like maybe an hour or so left of the game. And And honestly, dude, I don't know what I'm going to be playing after. I think the Artful Escape came out yesterday. I didn't have yet to touch it. I know Life is Strange comes out this month. But there's not really. I mean, Tales of Arise. I'm not sold on it. I'm trying to get it on that Major Nelson tweet. So if I get it, the
for a giveaway,
free code Friday. That's the way I'm trying to get it. Like I'm not sure if I'm going to really willing to invest in that. Like I like Scarlet Nexus, but like I said, I like Scarlet Nexus. I don't think I like Scarlet Nexus enough to dive into like, all right, let me invest into Tales of Arise. You know what I mean? I'll probably wait for a sale. But other than that, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But we obviously, we want to get into the showcase. But what have I missed? I know you said you haven't been playing much since your Power Outlet, but you were working on Mass Effect.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been it for me. As far as like new games, I haven't really touched anything. I think I am going to pick up Tales of Arise though, because I really enjoyed the demo. I think I'm going to pick that up. That'll be the next game probably. And I was hearing that the Life is Strange is 30 frames.
On what?
On everything, I believe. I'm pretty sure because a matter of fact, I believe it was the team's Twitter that came out and said they wanted to go with a cinematic experience, and that's why it's 30 frames. So I don't know if I'll be picking that up, but yeah. So that is coming out. Tales of Arise is coming out. I believe there's another game that's about to come out in September, but I can't remember. But I'm focused on Mass Effect. I think this is actually my favorite of the trilogy, just because the quality of life aspect is like so much better. Well, not so much better than 2, but it's just better than 2. That I think this is going to be my favorite. I know a lot of people keep trying to tell me that the ending ain't what I think it's going to be, but I need to experience that for myself. But right now I'm enjoying it, and yeah, man, it just ain't. I'm not really looking forward to too much this year, after Mass Effect like that anyway. So
yeah,
I'm not quite sure.
So couple things. PlayStation bought another studio before the showcase, right?
Yeah, it was. They are split.
Fire
Spirit, something like that. From what I know, they were co-creators of Wipeout. So they did Wipeout and then some PlayStation VR.
They did this game. I bought this game from them last year called Persistence.
Okay,
it's trash.
Never heard of it.
It's trash. It was one of those things where I was just looking for games that to see how much better they would run on a Series X that were enhanced for the One X, and then they eventually got like a ray tracing and performance patch to actually take advantage of the Series X and PS5. The ray tracing work is garbage. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just uninstall it. But that's the latest game. It's called Persistence.
Okay.
If you want to know what they make, but I guess they specialize in VR games.
Okay.
When
I seen that Wipeout, I was like, okay, it's for them to acquire them. This was like another one of those.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of makes sense type acquisitions, but I don't know anything about them, to be honest.
Yeah. So let's get into this PlayStation showcase. I know you've been having these anticipation tweets. Now, my only thing about it, I said, hey, I had no expectations for it, right?
Same.
Yeah, that's what it was. We had no. I said I have no expectations. And people think I was trying to take a shot at it. It's like, dude, I'm not like a primary a PlayStation person. So like, I have nothing that I'm anticipating. Like, I mean, there's games that I like from PlayStation, but there's nothing that oh man, I need to have this. Like, it's like I expect them to blow me away with something, and it's because I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't spend my time predicting what they could do. Now, I was damn near accurate on the last Planet Xbox podcast of what they would show.
Word.
Yeah, I said I pointed out I expect to see them to do some sort of Spider-Man. I expected them to do Alan Wake. I think that I said
that was
this
huge,
showcase was the reason why it leaked it to begin with. So I was like, it's got to be at this thing. I expected. I pointed out obviously GT, Forspoken, Grand Theft Auto, like Deathloop. Like I expected all those stuff to be there. So it's like I wasn't quite. There was really only like there was two major surprises. Like the Uncharted thing, I said, hey, that they might announce that. The two surprises, I just felt like their surprises were just very big. And like this game that's playing now, I thought looks interesting. Like this is something I could get down with.
Yeah, Project Eve. Yep.
Yeah.
So like, do you want to just give our?
I'm gonna need you, bro. You're gonna have to do that because I remember I watched it. My version of the show was compromised because I got to see the highlights, but I didn't get to feel like remember the volume was low. I'm watching it on my cell phone. I had to keep looking away. So there's keys that I missed from this. So that's why you're gonna have to run me through this.
All right. So I got the list. I'll just before I run down the list, I'll just say for me personally, I gave like for a score, I gave it a 8.5. They started off really, really good, and then they had this point where game after game was trash. Like it was like a middle point where every game was like type trash, right? Yeah. But then they really ended off like probably the best conference ending I've ever seen, probably, because they ended off really strong. So I'll just go by, because I got the list up here. I'll just go by game since you didn't get to see each game or whatnot. But but real quick though, real quick at the start of the show they had this video of people playing chess, right?
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was a game. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was getting kind of pissed off, like off the top, because I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Why are they showing a chess game? I don't give a shit about this.
Yeah.
But that turned out to be like just like an intro, right? And then when you actually sit back and think about it, right?
Yeah, they were taking shots.
Yeah, that intro was so dope. Like once you actually sit back and like, oh, these niggas is playing chess in this motherfucker, right? Like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, that intro was so dope. And when you think about it, but okay, let's just so after that, they showed Knights of the Old Republic. And if it wasn't for another game, this game would have been the steal of the show.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is what I was surprised because I was closing down my office and I was able to get to see it. I was watching the intro and shit. I was like, all right, they doing their bullshit. And then the Knights of the Old Republic thing. And the first thing I asked was like, is this exclusive? Like, who's Aspire? Like, who the like, you know what I mean? And obviously they later confirmed that it is exclusive, and now I'm gonna say this to be real with you. I didn't do KOTOR. I wasn't an original Xbox dude. But I feel for the original Xbox dudes that has to be a bitter ass announcement for the simple fact that every year these dudes are asking Phil Spencer and Xbox to remake, remaster Knights of the Old Republic. It's an exclusive. I don't know of a KOTOR on PlayStation. Is there? It doesn't exist.
Was never. Nope.
And
first
they
time.
turn around. It's like I feel like this. I said in my video that came out before this podcast, this was a petty ass move. Complete pettiness. I don't even think PlayStation has any interest in fucking Knights of the Old Republic.
No, stop that.
I think it was extremely petty. And it does make you look at the other side of Xbox and question how the hell do you let this happen? Like if this was a possibility, Lucas Arts film, they're literally, hey, use my IP. They got all these licensing deals. You don't jump on something you are synonymous with. So right. I want your take on this one.
Yeah, man. I really like it from what I'm seeing on Twitter, right, and folk I follow and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I really don't think people understand the magnitude of this game. like when you think Star Wars games, KOTOR 1 and 2 are the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they are the top two when it comes to these Star Wars games.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, right? For it to be like a pretty much kind of synonymous with Xbox,
Yeah.
with it being exclusive back in the day, one would only think that if anything, Xbox was going to be one who has some type of exclusive deal
Mm-hmm.
with this game. But for Sony, like, and this kind of goes back to that chess video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this was like a checkmate kind of
Yeah.
move right here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this is big. Like this is a system seller. Point blank, period. From now on, when people think, okay, KOTOR is getting a remake, there's only one console that you're going to think of with this KOTOR remake, and that's PS5. And I've been tweeting today. Every time I see something about KOTOR, I'm tweeting Mindshare because that's what it's all about. When you think of KOTOR remake, you automatically going to think PS5, and that's what Sony wanted, pretty much. And that, like I said, this was their checkmate move. I'm excited.
The only checkmate move, but it was a
checkmate. Right. And that's why I said if it wasn't for another game, this would have been the still of the show.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm excited because I never got to play it, and I've always wanted to, and I was going to play it on Series X, but everybody kept telling me to hold off because remember this was rumored for a minute. Like this KOTOR remake was rumored for a minute, but then it kind of died down a little bit. But now it's official. And so I'm excited to play it because I never got to play it and I've always wanted to. Because y'all know I'm a Star Wars fan. So this was definitely one that, and like you, back in the day, I didn't have an Xbox. I was PS2. But yeah, man, this was one of their checkmate moves, pretty much, to put it quite simple.
And then what did we get after KOTOR? I know there was
after that, this was the Project Eve.
Project Eve, which did we get anything like significant after that, like a release date or anything like that? Or?
No, no release date. We just got the gameplay trailer, which I thought looked dope. At first, I thought it was like a Bayonetta. What do they call split something?
Is this a PS5 exclusive?
They didn't say.
Okay.
But it's maybe like a time shift up. I think that's shift up. That's who's creating it.
Okay. Never heard of
Shift
it.
Up.
Chinese
never heard
studio
of
or
it.
Korean or something.
Yeah, it might be one of those games that the China what's that project that PlayStation is on that's helping.
Oh yeah.
China.
So if it's one of those, then I expect it to be exclusive to PlayStation.
Right.
Okay.
So, but they never came out and said if it was confirmed exclusive or not. But yeah, that looked good. At first, I thought it was like a Bayonetta like spinoff because you got this chick with these skin tight clothing, voluptuous lady and whatnot. So I was like, oh shit, project. But it looks good. Graphically looks good. I could tell it was running at 60 frames. And yeah, I'm intrigued. I think this was a sleeper. I think not enough people aren't paying attention to this game, and I think they should be. Because it looks good.
Yeah, it looks
in my
good.
opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
So after that, they showed Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is the Borderlands.
Yeah, I'm about to say, does that look like Borderlands multiplayer pretty much?
So it's actually of course it's in the Borderlands universe, but it's actually its own thing. Like it new characters, new weapons, new locations, and all that stuff. Kind of based off that it's kind of like a board game aesthetic feel to it.
Yeah, okay.
So that was next. It looks good, looks cool. I'm a fan of Borderlands. I played all three. I didn't play the prequel, but I played 1 through 3. So I'm gonna be picking this up. Looks good. What's your thoughts about that? You pick this out?
No. I saw it, but I'm not interested in it at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they showed Forspoken.
Yeah. All right.
All right. What's your thoughts?
Forspoken, like I said, I thought Forspoken, the first time they showed it was one of the better games that they showed off at the original PlayStation event. It looks better now. The girl that they're using is all time attractive. One of the
Yes,
best
sir.
castings for a black lead in a video game. Like I'm glad they ain't got her looking like no damn mercenary. So she looks good. The game looks good. I'm looking forward to it. This is a game I can get with for sure. They didn't give us a release date. We know it's 2022 sometime, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it said spring 2022.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
PlayStation is looking kind of lit next year. For real. We consider the first couple months. They're headed. Forspoken, yeah. It's like I can never get enough of it though. Every time that I saw it, I thought I was very impressed with it, and they're going to show it off again later this month at TGS, right?
TGS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one thing that I took away from a couple of these games is just the scale of these games. Like it like in this Forspoken trailer, there was a shot where like you could see like the whole landscape, and then the sheer scale of the game just looks incredible. I'm definitely this is a pickup without question for me, and like you said, they definitely did my black sister right. Absolutely. And yeah, it's looking good, I ain't got no complaints so far. I kind of hope they drop a demo before they release it. That would be dope. But yeah, like I'm with you. It's a cop for me as well. Looks really good. And then after that, they show Rainbow Six Extraction. Yeah. And here's where the fuck shit started to happen. So yeah, Rainbow Six Extraction. I don't care about that either. So I guess we can move on that. Alan Wake Remastered. Which I've been saying, if this never would have got leaked, I think it would have hit harder. It would have been a lot better. But since we knew it was coming, it was cool. And graphically,
like I said, it's look like an HD port, bro.
Yeah, it ain't really like that to me anyway. So you know what I mean?
It doesn't look like it's running on like the control engine or anything like that. It looks like an HD port of the 360 game. Which I said, if that's the case, I'd play it in Game Pass if they put it in there. If not going in there, I don't know if I'll cop, like for real. Like I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like I had the opportunity. I've never beaten Alan Wake. I played it. I couldn't buy into it. I just could not get into it. And maybe the remaster will help. But it comes out October 5th. If it ain't in Game Pass, I'll pass until it goes on sale.
I kind of feel you. I'm not gonna hold you on that. I kind of feel you on that one.
And you're right though. I think it would have hit harder without the leak, because the thing is that, think about it. It was the first thing, the chess move, right? It would be the first time on PlayStation. We would have thought it was exclusive to PlayStation at that point. We would, because it showed, obviously we would have thought it was exclusive to PlayStation because how close they've been working together, and whatnot. But the leak is what literally ruined the impact of it. And then after that, they showed this ugly ass fucking.
Listen, so after that, it was Grand Theft Auto 5, man, and I'm so disappointed. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm just kind of like, why does this even exist? At this point, graphically, I'm not seeing anything that was like PS5, Xbox Series X enhanced. I'm not seeing that. They didn't show any. They didn't say anything about 60 frames at all in that trailer. So I'm like, what are we doing here? If it's not 60 frames, what are we doing?
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to assume it's 60 frames per second, because I feel like every game that has been coming out for next gen, for current gen, whatever, has been like it has become a standard. With the exception of a few games like the Medium and Flight Sim is a different beast, but like your typical games that would ideally be 30 frames, but when they got on like next gen 60 frames. If this game isn't 60 frames per second, it's not even worth a fucking Digital Foundry analysis at that point. Don't even like, and then the fact that it's not if it's not 60 frames per second, I don't think you have the right to resell it.
I agree. Like it's like, what's the point if it's not? You know what I mean?
I didn't see anything visually on the game that showed me that it was an actual upgrade.
Enhanced.
It didn't
Right.
look enhanced. Dude's face still looked like clay. Like it didn't look like oh shit. It looks like I was like I could and it's coming out in March.
Right.
I thought
Yeah,
it
so
got a delay or something.
it did. Well, it did say 2021, didn't it? I'm
No,
pretty
March
sure
2022.
No.
Oh,
I'm saying
last year. Yeah.
Right.
Last
Yeah,
year.
on one of these on one of the trailers it did say 2021. So, yep, it did get delayed until 2022 March. And so do you think there's going to be a quality and performance mode? Since because you're thinking 60 frames is a given, so do you think
Looking like that, there shouldn't be. It looks exactly like the freaking like the original, the 2014 version, right?
PS4.
That's what it looks like. It doesn't like it looked like they peaked at what they can do. This game should be able to run if it's just 4K. It's like it should be able to hit 60. I don't if they do a performance mode and a resolution mode, I'm not sure if the trade-off is going to be worth it.
Right. I agree.
So yeah, I don't think it. I think it's just going to be a straight 4K 60. Because the game, I don't see anything visually that says like, oh, the image quality improved. It literally looks like the game I've been seeing for the last 8 years.
Yeah, you're correct. I agree. So yeah, I'm disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't nothing else to say about that, really. Next they showed Ghostwire Tokyo, which I'm still not sold on. I couldn't even tell you what the game is about. To be honest.
This is what Arcane did, right? They said not Arcane, because Arcane did the other one. This is Tango Gameworks, right?
Okay.
This is supposed to be a horror game, right?
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like fucking. What's the game? I'm trying to think of a game that that came out back in the day for the 360, right? Where you got to do like a bunch of different shit. But I don't get it. It's like psychedelic, cyberpunk horror.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I don't see the appeal in it. Yeah, like you said, psychedelic, virtual reality type stuff. I don't know. It looks weird.
And it comes out. This one comes out in 2022, right?
It comes out. Let me see. I'm going to. No, coming out this year.
It's still coming out in 2021.
Yep, PS5 console exclusive. Yep.
I thought they delayed it.
The end of the trailer said 2021.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. And Xbox gets it next year. And if that's the case, Ghostwire Tokyo. Let me see if they put a release date at this. No, they didn't put a release date. At least at the one that showed on the show yesterday, did not. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like these current Bethesda games that are coming to PlayStation, like Deathloop. Honestly, it comes out in like 40. I have no real interest into it.
Zero.
You're gonna see me tweet about it as a part of Xbox lineup next year, but I have no interest into this shit. Like, cause I don't know, man.
So you will not be hyping up Deathloop next year.
Nah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm gonna talk about if it's a Game Pass month in a light month. It comes out during let's say if September next year is a light month for Xbox. Oh yeah, I'll talk about it like Game Pass day one, baby. But overall, no, I'm not too happy. And I'm not too happy about Ghostwire Tokyo either.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
So after that, they showed Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Which
it's looking good.
It is, and that's the thing, right? So if they would have showed this trailer, and like if this was the revealed trailer and not that other stuff that they showed first, I would have been all on board because this trailer actually does a decent job of getting you excited for this game. I might pick it up now that it's looking like each time I've seen it, it's looked better and better. So this might be a cop for me.
Is this a co-op or a single player experience?
It's a single player experience, and somebody told me that you only get to play as a Star-Lord. Like, I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told on Twitter. That you only get to play as Star Lord, and you get to like command and control the other characters. I don't know how I like
I
that
like
because
the other. I like Star-Lord. I get it. His gameplay could be fun, but the chick, what's her fucking name, though?
Ghidorah, not Ghidorah,
Um, the one that
the
what's
green
name
chick.
raised? Yeah, that
Yeah,
fucking
is it
Thanos
Ghidorah?
raised. Is
Yeah,
it Ganadora or?
I forget. I forget. uh,
And the raccoon is cool. Yeah, like
yeah, Rocket. Yeah,
Rocky is fine, but I don't like how Ganadora looks. If that's I'm saying her name wrong, but I don't like how
I
she
am
looks in
too.
this
I
game.
forget.
I don't like how
Yeah,
she look. She don't look like
yeah.
what I expected her to look.
Well,
Groot,
and
you
the
got
thing,
Groot. Yeah, okay. I can see how they could do that. All right,
Gamora. Yeah,
Gamora. They might put her sister in this game too. I might.
yeah. Oh, it's so I don't know if her look now is based off the comics or but I know a lot of people are associating these games with the MCU and how she looks in the MCU, but I don't know if that look is a comic book based look. It might be. I'm not into comics, so I don't know. But yeah, from what I know is that you only get to play as Star Lord and you command control the other characters, kind of
You
like
probably
a
upgrade. It's gonna
Mass
be
Effect.
like have some crazy ass like RPG mechanics. Square Enix is doing it, right?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so this is their apology for the Avengers because the Avengers really should have been a traditional game, not that like with the Avengers, who could actually should do a game like the Avengers. What IP would be good for that? Fucking Power Rangers.
Okay,
Power
I can
Rangers
see that.
game like that is respectable, right? Because
Yeah.
you get a bunch of putties and little mid tier enemies, and then you throw a fucking transformer out, and
Yeah,
I think they would be more appropriate for that. So,
yeah, that'd be nice. I could see that.
and what was the
So,
next game after that? Shit, it looked kind of lit though.
so after that, it was Vampire, the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Wait, this is Vampire the Masquerade?
Yeah, so this it looks like some type of spin-off. It's a battle royale game.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh
battle royale.
no! Oh no!
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no!
So
Oh
yeah,
man!
this isn't the traditional Vampire the Masquerade game. This is like a little spin-off. It's called Blood Hunt. And it's a like I said, it's a battle royale game. So they showed a little bit of gameplay trailer in that. It ain't for me.
Nah.
I'm not with that. So it's probably a skip for me. Then after that, they showed the infamous.
And it's coming out this year. Blood Hunt's coming out this year. Is this exclusive?
Let me check. Hold
Or
on.
this is for the beta. They said sign up 2021.
Shit. Let me see. Hold on. I can check real quick. Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
Sign up. Yeah, sign up for the beta 2021. Yep. Then so after that they showed the infamous Deathloop.
So this shit made an appearance at every PlayStation event for the last year. Anything PlayStation had, this was there.
This was there. Everyone. So
I still don't really know what it is. Is this a single player game or a multiplayer game?
I think it's a
Excuse me.
It's a single player game, but it does have co-op multiplayer. I think co-op online multiplayer, because if I'm not mistaken, you can play as the chick who's trying to hunt you down, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, that is the premise of the multiplayer aspect. But
I want to try to get it, but I don't like Dishonored.
see, I like the first one. I didn't like Dishonored 2. So
if it's more of a like. It's weird, like, because Arcane, they're talented, they're very good, and I'm looking forward to see what they do with Redfall. But it's like, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a big fan of objectives and standard like games. Like, if you give me like, this is why I don't do a lot of these like these stupid free to play games. Like, if you give me a shooter, right, I want a shooter. I don't want a shooter with a twist. You know what I mean? And it looks like it has a twist. And
it's like every time you die, you start. It's not roguelike, but it's like every time you die, you start over. Not at the beginning, but you just start over. I think at that in that level.
Okay.
So I think
I'm curious. Sure. I might buy. I know they only they're only selling for $60. I might do it. I'm just not sold on it. I'm not sold on it.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything, this will be one of those Game Pass.
And this is not a
tryout
cross-gen
games.
game. This is a next-gen exclusive,
Right.
right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. I'm curious to see
Yeah.
what it does because visually it doesn't strike me as a.
We're gonna see, man. We're going to see. After that, this game called Kid. Hold up. Kid a Mnesia exhibition. I don't know.
This is the
MNESIA.
multiplayer game with the Epic, right? Or is it a game with Epic that's coming out this year though?
Let me see. Check out this trailer.
I like fast forward to the trailer to make sure I was referring to the right one because I did see this. I just didn't understand what it was.
Yes. Yeah. Epic Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one that they didn't show anything.
Yeah, coming in November. That's crazy. Coming in November. No, ain't so nothing but a floor. They showed floor and a red light.
That was it. Yep. Pretty much. That was it. Yeah, coming in November, and we have no idea what this game is. So I don't know about that. And then they showed next was Tachia.
This is multiplayer, right? I
probably
feel like I saw this in the Xbox store. But I could be wrong.
It's kind of kiddie-ish explorer type game. It don't look for me. This is a skip for me.
Yeah, what happened to Stray and that other freaking game? Right? Stray and Volcano High.
Right. At least Stray could have definitely been substituted in for one of these jokers, man. Because like I said, this middle part was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And then
this is when I went to Twitter after I saw this. I went to Twitter to see what people were saying.
It wasn't looking too good, and doubt was setting in for real.
Oh yeah, because this is when the show started to die. Because like at that point, the biggest announcement was KOTOR, right? At this point, and because at this point we already knew Alan Wake was coming. We just haven't seen it. So so I can understand why people felt, and maybe I was really overzealous when I was talking about what I see. But then again, I skipped a lot of the shit because I feel like I only seen the big hits. So that's why I was like, everything they showed outside of GTA and Deathloop was like a hit. And that obviously was not the case.
If you would have seen this live, I can pretty much guarantee your score would have been like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, no, I did see it live, but the thing is, I didn't watch it in the comfort of my computer, my headphones on, and anticipating it, right? And participating. It was more like, okay. So Tachia. Yeah, it looks
Tachia.
Like some goofy shit, but okay. What was next?
Then after, Uncharted.
This is what I missed.
Yeah,
I didn't see this like actually play out, so I'm actually gonna watch it here while it's playing. But
okay,
who's doing the Uncharted game?
Let me see. I don't know if it's Naughty Dog or not. Let me see.
Because they also did something bold and said they embraced that this is PC as well, right?
Yes. So so both Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy, remastered, PS5, PC, pretty much probably going to be 4K 60.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean that was that announcement. No factions, nothing, no native. Last of Us 2 looking like the E3 trailer. You know what I mean? Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. Hey man.
When does this come out?
Early 2022.
Oh wow! Why not? This shit, like what?
I don't know. I don't even know why this is even being made.
Well, I know why it's being because it's coming to the PC.
I mean, coming to PC. Okay.
Yeah. I'm interested. I will replay Lost Legacy again. I don't know if I can play through Uncharted 4 again. You know what's crazy? I beaten Uncharted 4 twice. I played through it on my regular just playthrough, and then I had the 10-day challenge to beat it on crushing in 10 days, and that's what kind of gave me a different look at the game. I don't know if I can. I think the game is way too long. It's way too long for me to try to go through it again. But I definitely do Lost Legacy. I enjoy that one a little bit more.
Yeah. So from what it's saying here, it looks like Naughty Dog is doing it. I don't see anybody else that, I don't see like any other emblem or anything.
See,
that says any other developer.
this point, like when Home and Host came, he was just talking shit because like I didn't understand the importance of this part. So shout out to Static Fox. He says Wolverine opens the door for X-Men, so it makes you think like what Marvel characters can Xbox get. Spider big and Wolverine is big. Yeah, we definitely gonna get to that.
We're gonna talk about that next because it's actually next.
Yeah. So when I first saw this Insomniac logo, I was like, okay. I immediately thought Sunset Overdrive. Because they usually do the web when it's Spider-Man. Then I saw Marvel and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, so Spider-Man. So I immediately went from Sunset Overdrive to Spider-Man. And then I'm like, I'm not sure. And after this occurred, I lost my shit.
Yeah, I was about to take because
I'm gonna pause this shit right quick.
You hit a tweet. You sent a tweet and you was going take me through your emotions.
All right, so I'm watching. So this is where I'm actually watching the show on my phone now, right? Right. And that happened. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, because shit didn't start hitting me, right? It didn't start hitting me like this is an exclusive, right? It's like Wolverine. This is a Wolverine game they showed at the PlayStation Showcase, and then it hits me. Insomniac's making it. I was like, these motherfuckers got another major Marvel IP. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? So the first thing I did was just tweet. And I'm pretty sure I had like about 3 typos in that tweet. I think I said damn twice. And I'm like, how does that happen? It's not like I get how it happened, but this thing is like in my mind, I'm like, okay, Xbox will never see Spider-Man again. So that's a big enough loss. We just got over that. Literally just got over the fact that, hey, we're not getting Spider-Man. However, there's a whole ton of Marvel IPs that can generate, hype. Xbox X-Men. It only makes sense.
It makes sense, yep.
And the fact that it's not that we wanted an X-Men game. We wanted a Wolverine game. Because he's the best X-Men to make a standalone game.
Sir, yep.
And it happens and you got Insomniac doing it. This is... I know people want to argue about CGIs. Insomniac right now is the only studio that can get away with CGIs and you're not going to hear a peep out of me. Oh, so what was the CGI? You seen what the fuck they did with Spider-Man. Like, you already see they already did 2 Spider-Man games already. There's no... Whatever. I'm like, how did you not jump on this fucking shit the minute Spider-Man took off? So I'm like, what was these dudes doing?
I got my theory, but continue.
So now you got Spider-Man, you got the best Marvel character. Now you got arguably the second best. That's like, so when is Xbox going to make a move? Because this is not good. In my video, I said this. PlayStation is setting themselves up to be the premier platform for Marvel games. So if you're a Marvel head, fan of the Avengers Spider-Man, there's only one platform you really should be playing on. Or one platform I would trust to play on to get the best marquee titles in the Marvel universe. That's PlayStation. If they don't get the IP, they get in marketing deals for the games that aren't multiplayer. And it's crazy. Their exclusive versions of these Marvel IPs are better than the multi-plat shits that we're getting. Like, Avengers suck. I don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy, it looks good. I don't think it's going to be all that. That shit's going to be subpar. So, you go on with your theory. I was a little bit upset, honestly. But.
So my theory is, what is the biggest IP that Sony has that Disney desperately wants? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of the most popular characters, superheroes right now, global phenomenon, right? And so this will continue to happen until Sony gives up Spider-Man and gives him up to Disney.
Hold on. Speak on this a little bit more. I gotta run to the restroom right quick before
right.
I get. But speak on continue on this. I'll be right back.
All right. So once, so like I said, PlayStation will continue. So PlayStation has the leverage right now. So it's in my opinion, it's pretty much like PlayStation can ask and get any character they want because they have the most popular character, arguably the most popular character of in the world right now, and most definitely, in my opinion, the most popular character in Marvel right now, in my opinion. So they have the leverage. PlayStation has the leverage to go to Disney and Marvel and say, I want that character. I want to make an exclusive game for that character. I want this character. I want that character. You know what I mean? It just makes sense to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it just makes sense to me that this is going to continue. Wolverine will not be the last the last Marvel character exclusive game for PlayStation. Unless Sony gives up Spider-Man, then all bets are off, right? But until then, I think we're going to see this continue. I mean, like I said, man, Sony has the leverage. They hold all the cards right now, all of them, when it comes to these exclusive Marvel characters. So, yeah, that I was just basically saying that's just what I think. Like, this will continue. I was just basically saying this will continue until Sony gives up Spider-Man. If not, Sony can go to Disney and Marvel and pick out any character they want and tell them, I want an exclusive game for that character. This will not Wolverine will not be the last character that is exclusive to PlayStation. I can damn near guarantee that, for real. So this hurt.
Yeah, it does hurt. Let me give a shout out to King Prel for $2. He said Xbox should get DC characters. Microsoft looking bad. They are. You know what I mean? To be that rich, you should be able to afford to make Disney Marvel offer that's too good to be true. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They better be on the phone trying to get Captain America right now and Iron Man. Secure those two. Secure like the whole Winter Soldier shit, whatever. Iron Man, Captain America, and what the fuck to do with the arm? What the fuck is his name?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah, get them three and just make your staple on that. If you're make a move on, those are who you need to make a move on right now. If you're not going to do that, then call up DC and buy WB and fucking DC. Like I don't understand. Like, that's too much of the brand. I'm sorry, but the IP power in Marvel characters is too strong to not be a part of on your platform. If you want to lead gaming and you tell me you ain't gonna have some of like the biggest IPs on your platform, that's gonna be a big miss, a big omission. So you have to make move just for the sake of competitiveness. You can't let Sony dominate this because the perception is, oh, I can only play these games on PlayStation, and right now. Right now it's only possible right now on PlayStation. So it's gonna be. I don't even know when this shit is coming out, but the move alone is big. It was a chess move, and I think Xbox needs to respond. They can't do that. You're not gonna be able to lead gaming with lacking IPs like that or being a part of that.
Let me ask you, because I just read something in the chat, right? And it's PlayStation plus Disney equals money, right? So these games have been, obviously it's a give and take, right? These games have been doing extremely well, so give and take. Who at Xbox makes, like, let's just say Xbox gets a Marvel character or whatnot? Who makes it? Like, who at Xbox makes a Marvel game?
It depends on what game it is, but I think here's the thing: this is what we got. The problem is with Xbox Studios, they're all known for like one thing, right? Mm-hmm. So it's hard to like break them up. Like, all right, this person can make this person can make that. Like I said, if they're gonna get a Marvel character, I gotta go with what's left. fucking Captain Captain America, Iron Man, and fucking like Winter Soldier, the Hulk. What's the two?
Oh shit, the Hulk might be in Wolverine.
He might be in Wolverine, yep. And then Wolverine opens the door for X-Men, so we could throw the whole X-Men away on PlayStation. What's the girl, the chick, Scarlett Johansson, and the other dude?
Oh, Black Widow.
Black Widow, and what's his name?
Vision. Oh, Hawkeye.
I mean, I could think of people who can like make games. I think any of their studios are capable of to adapt in that thing. If you want, I would like who's like you consider like, let's say, like Captain America, right? All Captain America is, right, is a ripoff of
Kratos.
Yeah, he's a ripoff of Kratos. So anybody can make a like that's literally, he's Kratos in a fucking hero suit. Like you can do that. You know what I mean? So, who knows? PlayStation might have copped him. That's what Cory Barlog is probably working on, a fucking Captain America for PS.
Oh yeah. Well, because Cory, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like, I don't know, dog. Like I feel like anybody, like if it, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like any of their studios could, adopt that and make it. I would pick the coalition. For studios to make like hero, I would pick the coalition, Playground, and like the initiative. I'll pick their three most talented studios to like tackle any of those three, and see what happens. Guys, one more super chat before we move forward. Rystar94 says for $10, I think Sony is trying to build a Marvel universe, and I honestly believe Insomniac will become an actual Marvel game developer. I think Disney will give the license to Sony to make Marvel games. They're on pace to doing that right now.
What is the biggest media phenomenon right now? You know what I mean? Going on right now. It's the MCU.
Yeah.
So if PlayStation can get that, and I had asked that because I'm wondering, is Wolverine set in the same universe as Spider-Man?
That Spider-Man,
so, yeah, of Insomniac Spider-Man, right? So, the possibilities, and this is why I said a long time ago, Spider-Man is PlayStation's secret weapon. Like, it's
you can go anywhere,
right? It's too big. The IP is too big, and PlayStation was they. If I'm Sony, I don't give up Spider-Man no time soon.
Yeah, it's the biggest leverage. They got leverage, man. Yeah. Somebody gonna have to buy him. Buy him complete out. Like, gotta buy the whole Sony and, like, you know what I mean? Shout out to King Quizzo. I really hope speculation is true and the Hulk is in Wolverine.
That is a speculation right now. Just because of that license plate. So
yeah, it's that Hulk 181 or some shit like that.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. After Wolverine was Gran Turismo 7. Comes out.
I saw this. Yeah. I didn't think it was all that.
I didn't think it was either.
Did it look like the original trailer that they showed last year?
I kind of wasn't paying attention to it. I mean, mainly because I'm just not I'm not into car games at all. So I really don't even care about this game. But it comes out March
20. Yeah, March. So like right now, PlayStation got Horizon February, Gran Turismo March, and you're gonna have Forspoken probably sometime after that.
In spring, but maybe May, April, May in spring.
Yep, so. And they're gonna have Ghostwire Tokyo that year. Is God of War still for 2022?
It is still for 2022, but let's talk about that in a minute because I got my thing about that too.
All right, so Gran Turismo was showing that they showed like some. I didn't like, believe it or not, I didn't care for the sound, the music they were playing for Gran Turismo. It just didn't match.
I didn't really care for any of it to be honest with you. And then after that, they came out with which was a surprise to me. Mm-hmm. I know you said you called it, but it was kind of a surprise to me, and that's Spider-Man 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's coming out 2023, but I was just thinking, man, this is too early.
Too early, but is it
too early to show? I mean, true that, and that's So yeah, Spider-Man 2. When they first showed it, I thought it was infamous because they didn't have the logos come down. They didn't have the Marvel logo come down or the I think they have the Insomniac, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think that was I'm gonna go fast forward to it because I don't care about this Gran Turismo bullshit.
Yeah, but
There we go. Is that PlayStation Studios? Yeah, they didn't, and they show off the ray tracing and whatnot.
yeah, so yeah, they showed that. It said footage captured on PS5, so it got me thinking that it's real time or in engine or whatnot. Looking fantastic. Like if that's what we're going to be playing, this is a PS5 exclusive, thank God. But if that is what we're going to be playing, my God, that game looks incredible. To the point where when Miles Morales does his Venom charge up, whatever, you can see his rib cage, like you can see his skeleton. Like if you go back in that trailer and just watch him, you see his rib cage and all that, and man, that game looks incredible. And then of course, the big reveal at the end, which was dope.
Yep.
Venom, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, I'm excited.
I wonder how all this is gonna work. Because I feel like Miles Morales is obviously going to have a big role in this one. I thought,
right.
we got a break from Peter Parker. That's why we got the standalone game. But like it looked like his game was too big that he's going to have like a bigger role than originally intended. Because I thought Venom just is enough. You know what I mean? I thought the Venom's presence would be enough for the game alone. Peter Parker. But is this game? I know people were talking about co-op. Is this game featuring like any type of co-op or what's going on with it?
That's the thing. I don't think so, right? And from gathering what people think it's going to be, they think it's going to be that Grand Theft Auto style, zoom in, zoom out to a new player type aspect, where Peter and Miles will have their own set of missions, and you know what I mean. So people are speculating that it's going to be like that. I honestly hope it's not. I hope it's not co-op. Mainly because I don't want to be like I want to be focused and engaged, and I don't want to be listening to somebody else in my ear, and then doing all that stuff. I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it would be difficult to do. I'm just curious to see how they play. Like you take turns and and you probably like upgrade one at a time or like
right.
I enjoyed the Miles Morales game. Like to a T, I thought it was a great game. I enjoyed the original Spider-Man game and the way it ended, like really, really ended. You kind of saw this coming. But I'm just curious to see how it's going to play out. And it's targeting 2023. Reason why I wasn't surprised that Spider-Man would be there because it was like, okay, the original game came out in 2018, right? It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Miles Morales was supposedly done by a different group at Insomniac. That came out last year, so I understand it would be too soon if the game came out this year or next year, but I did not think it was too soon for a reveal for Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean, it says capture on the PS5, but I think people like get too high when it says capture on the PS5. That's not gameplay. That's not how the game plays. It's probably an engine. It's going to be using that engine, but that's not gameplay. So to me, that's still CGI to me. There's nothing there's no HUD. There was nothing that points to me like this is actual gameplay. So if it ain't gameplay, it's fucking CGI.
I got you.
They might have recorded that shit with the PS5 DVR, but that's how you capture it on the PS5. But it's like people got to stop with this whole capture on PS5. Nigga, was it gameplay? Did you feel that person was playing the game when you saw it?
Right. I feel you.
Yeah.
I get you on. But real quick before because we're on the last one. Real quick, shout out to Insomniac.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Man, they are some work horses, man, for real.
Best acquisition in gaming. The best acquisition. I don't know what, bruh. And they say they don't crunch. I don't know. Like these dudes have been carrying PlayStation like no other. It's like I don't. And the crazy thing in playing Xbox, I said it was crazy because I said I won't be surprised if Insomniac's there and I won't be surprised if they're not there. They've done too much. They've done literally too. They've. So it's like I get why they won't be there, but it's like I won't be surprised if they're, because it's like the way they produce is like, oh, it's about time for this game. Like they could have easily came up with a Resistance. They could have easily came up with Sunset Overdrive, and they could have easily came up with fucking Spider-Man because it's right about time. It's been 3 years since the first game.
Yeah.
So it's like in a way that I'm not worried about their release cadence because they release games at a healthy rate. You know what I mean? I don't know any other studio better than Insomniac. It's probably the best. Like I said, they're easily. I know people be arguing like, "What's the best studio Sony has?" People will point to Naughty Dog because they got Game of the Years and Sony Santa Monica for fucking God of War. But I was like, the most productive studio they got is Insomniac, and it's not they don't produce bad games at all. And right now they're on a high. They got them for a steal. Like
steal.
Dudes probably done made their money back instantly.
Oh yeah,
with them producing that at the way that they're producing. Shout out to Jay Barry for joining the membership Best Spot Live Silver. He said it's actually finishers. They showed Witch's gameplay. Marvel and PlayStation is a beautiful thing, right? It was not gameplay. I don't care what nobody says. It was not gameplay. Those weren't fucking. Yeah, they're gonna be doing those finisher moves in the game, but that was not gameplay. We don't have to cap. Yo, this is what I hate what PlayStation dudes do, right? I get it. PlayStation is they do great things. They make great games. I'm not doubting that the game is not gonna look good. We've gotten past that point. You guys are already getting passes for showing CGI trailers and shit from me. I'm not complaining. But I'm not going to sit there and say something is gameplay when I know for a fact it's not gameplay. I'm not stupid. I mean, I don't need to give them that. I don't have to cap that much to be like, you know, this is gameplay. It is what it is. It's not. It doesn't need to be gameplay. It doesn't change the fact that the announcement and the impact of the announcement was high. But I'm not going to sit there and lie to myself or anyone or pass this shit off as gameplay. It's not gameplay. Until I see a fucking HUD or it look like somebody getting their ass kicked or something that's not choreographed. Put the camera at a point where this is you can manipulate trailers a lot to make it look like gameplay. It didn't look like gameplay to me. It did not look like gameplay.
Somebody in the chat said the dev said it was gameplay.
Well, the dev is lying. The dev, he's lying. And they don't need to lie. And if you thought it was gameplay, show it. Then why do a trailer? Do a demo then.
Yo.
Insomniac is literally the best acquisition I've seen yet. Shout out to Big Cloud Gaming. I agree.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But yeah, like if the dev said that was gameplay, he's lying. He's fucking lying.
In my opinion, until Naughty Dog shows off a true PS5 game, Insomniac is the best studio.
I think Insomniac is the best studio as well. I think there's things that other studios do great, like Guerrilla probably is the best with has the best engine for games right now with Decima, but I don't think they're Sony's best studio.
Are you saying that from a graphical fidelity?
For the engine, yeah. I think they did tremendous work with Decima, with like Death Stranding and the original Horizon for their age, and for that it being on a PS4. I think about, all right, that's kind of crazy. Now I'm not saying that they make the best games, but their engine is pretty dope. I mean, it's not. Right. I don't think it's like something that's better than like Unreal Engine. I'm just talking about in house for PlayStation.
And that's where I'm going. I think Naughty Dog has the best engine when you factor in.
What engine are they using?
I think it's their own, right?
I think Naughty Dog has like some of the best animation work I've seen in the video game, and their level of detail is crazy. Which is cool. Yeah, but in terms of production, like you're not gonna wait a long time to get a game, and like Insomniac can produce multiple games at a time and have them all be quality. You're not worried about the rate of games that they're putting out. You're not worried about like they're just putting out games at a fast rate, and that they're all mid. None of their games have been mid. They've been producing their best work. Definitely easily best acquisition in gaming. I would trade a couple studios for Insomniac if it were up to me.
Absolutely. Okay, so to end off the show, so real quick, I wonder what happened to this Resistance thing, because everybody was going crazy about Insomniac was tweeting about the Resistance 3 game disc, and everybody was speculating.
No, people do that all the time when the anniversaries come up. But like for example, Drew Murray, when he went back to Insomniac, he left the initiative, went back to Insomniac. My first thought is he's gonna be headlining Resistance, but he just got hired back there like earlier this year. He went back there, so he's not gonna have anything to show. Like the first thing he probably will do is be responsible for like the remaster of Sunset Overdrive, and then they'll probably working on like Resistance. Because those were his babies and whatnot, but I didn't expect Resistance there at all.
Okay, I'm just wondering since folk was just running with it. Last game that they showed was God of War Ragnarok. Just a little bit of detail on that. Cory Barlog is not the director.
He's not. I listened to the interview afterwards. Yeah, I was able to catch. But go ahead.
So yeah, he's not the director. And so, okay, this is Ragnarok is getting what do you call it? There's like two sides to the coin in Ragnarok. There's some that think it looks incredible, and I'm on that side, and then there's some that thinks it doesn't look that that better than the 2018 game. I think people are on drugs, if you ask me. If you look at that trailer, in my opinion, that game looks incredible. I think it look. I mean, does it look like a generational leap over 2018? No, but I don't see what people aren't seeing. Like, I don't see what people aren't seeing of like that game looks absolutely phenomenal, if you ask me. Like, I think people were watching it on a 1080p display, and I think they're doing themselves
service.
They need to look at that on a 4K, and if they got an OLED, that's even better, because that game looks absolutely beautiful. Atreus is older, which is dope. And it's
like a little punk.
It's voice acted by the same cat, which I didn't think it would be. But then again, I was like, well, nigga, people do age and puberty hits, so. But so yeah, looks phenomenal. They did say this is the last game in the Norse mythology saga. So everything is coming to an end. Of course, Ragnarok. Everything is coming to an end. I'm excited. 2022, but no confirmed release date, like an actual set date. But yeah, it's God of War. I mean, what else? What else you want to say about it? But what's your thoughts on it?
I get why people saying it doesn't look too much better than the first one, because we think about it, the setting, it's still in the same area. So when I was seeing the trailer of him walking through the snow, and when I was like, it still looked samey, which wasn't a bad thing. It looks, I mean, the first original one still looks dope to this day, and I played the original one on the PS4 Pro, so I mean. And they were doing like targeting high resolutions, and now obviously you can play this game at 60, which I expect it to be. Now it looks good. It's just that when I watched it, I wasn't wowed. I didn't get a wow factor. It didn't surprise me, because I guess for the simple fact that I expected it. I feel like this game is far along. They said a lot of stuff, they put so much time in the other one that a lot of stuff that they left out of the first game is making its way over to this game. So the assets and stuff is there. So I mean, I would be surprised if it didn't come out next year. But yeah, I guess my hold on, let me set this. My initial thoughts was it wasn't the biggest thing for me. it was not the biggest thing. The biggest thing for me that came out of the show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It definitely wasn't the. Yeah, I agree with that. It was too many games. Well, not too many, but 2 games that pretty much stole the show.
So now that I think about the show, right? Because God of War, like I said, it looks good. I'm not going to say anything bad about it because the first game was amazing. It was, and you expect this one to be better. They adding more characters. I like the little, they got the little dogs in there, the little Gears of War slip off sled. I know people were comparing it. That's why I said that, but the character they had like a whole cast of great characters in the last game. It looks like they only improved this one. They got the little new black chick, some black representation, dude. Like they're doing their thing. I'm not a fan of the way Atreus looked, but it did show realism of like growth. He's a little bit more skinnier. Like look at a little punk. You got Freya, I thought Freya was bad in the last game. When I say bad, I mean bad in a good way. They got her looking kind of ferocious this time around, but I'm pretty sure she cleans up eventually.
You see Thor?
And Thor, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Him being fat?
Well, so from my understanding, that is a true depiction of what Thor looks like. Not the MCU Thor. Yeah. I know everybody wants the chisel MCU Thor, but I've talked to Jay Barr, and he was like, yeah, that is a true depiction of what people would say Thor would look like. You know what I mean?
Nigga got a bear belly.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it looks dope. Though.
No, it looks dope. But I got nothing. I got nothing bad to say about God of War. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks proper, and you also got to think about this is also on a PS4. Correct. So it looks proper. It looks like a proper sequel. Like I said, but it just when I saw it. It just seemed very samey to me, so I wasn't wowed. It didn't show me anything like I can't say it blew me away. I think the excitement there was the fact that we were just anticipating it. We wanted to see, God of War, and that was it. It wasn't like, oh my God, like when the first God of War hit, it was a shock value because it was a new perspective. It looked great, but it was a new perspective. So a lot of things you were introduced to this new version of God of War. People had questions about it. I had questions about it and whatnot. But one thing you couldn't deny is that it looked good. I'm not denying that this one looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. It just felt samey to me, and it had no wow factor when I saw it. So when I look back, crazy thing is I properly just watched this show through the podcast. And now if I had a realistic score, honestly, I would probably go down a little bit. Not because not to say that the show was bad, because like I said, the big announcements were big. Obviously, Knights of the Old Republic, Wolverine, really they steal the freaking show. God of War was expected. But it proved that Insomniac is a beast. I think, what did I say the show was? What did I say? Did I tweet it or say? I'll give it probably an 8.5, 8 out of 10. Still great, still a great show. Yeah. I think all their major announcements were impactful. When you consider all the other shit that was in there that didn't really make a difference, the big announcements were so impactful that you'd be like, oh man, God, the whole show was like a freaking slammer. Because remember, when I originally watched it, I didn't watch the whole thing so I missed the Uncharted announcement. I knew it was coming, I just missed it. I only really got to see the big things. I got to see KOTOR, I got to see freaking the Wolverine, Spiderman, God of War, Gran Turismo. So all that other shit I missed. So I just assumed everything was up to that level. I was like, oh, this is a show. This is definitely a 10 out of 10, whatever. But yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. It was a good show. Now, what did we learn? We know that 2022 PlayStation do have some bangers. They're gonna have an incredible year next year, and I think Xbox is gonna have an incredible year next year.
I think so too. Let me ask you something. Should Xbox respond? Should Xbox be worried? Like,
it's crazy. That was the last episode of Play Xbox. I said, should Xbox be worried about PlayStation Showcase? And the question was actually appropriate because they should have. I think does Xbox need to respond? I said this in my video, right? A CGI trailer of Knights of the Old Republic and Wolverine is more impactful than a CGI trailer of a new IP. Because you got to spend the next year or two teaching us what this new IP is. You don't have to sell me on Wolverine or Knights of the Old Republic. They exist. We know what they are. We kind of know what to expect, so it's okay. You can get away, like you can make noise with a CGI of Wolverine. So it's not the same. It's like you have to sell me Starfield. You have to sell me what Contraband is. You have to sell me what Redfall is. You know what I mean? So they're not as impactful. Sure, we can say it's exclusive. It's only on Xbox and it's from Bethesda. We know what Bethesda does, but Wolverine. We know Insomniac. We know what they did with Spider-Man. We know Marvel Universe. We know who Wolverine is. We just put 2 and 2 together. It's going to be an amazing game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So do Xbox need to respond? If Xbox is going to respond, I would want them to respond with an equivalent like IP. Like, yo, go after it. If you're going to compete for real, get whatever Marvel is left. Like, sign a lucrative deal. Get fucking Captain America, Iron Man, and fucking Winter Soldier. Get it. And whatever, and show that, yo, we're serious about this. Like, this is we're losing out here. Or if you're not gonna fuck with Marvel because Sony's in bed with them, go straight to DC and, like, you know, we got to secure the bag here. Fuck, like, I don't care if you have to buy out the rights to the upcoming games that's coming out. Suicide Squad, get those shits in Game Pass day one. You got to do something. Get a custom Xbox and get the Game Pass rights, and then make sure you fucking buy WB and buy DC. Like, buy the universe, like, buy the exclusive rights to their games. They'll do it because they need help. They will do it.
But is that the issue though?
It's not like the issue, but go ahead.
It just seems like it's all about the acquisition. It's all about the studio acquisition when it comes to Xbox and not the actual games, right? And so that's why I'm coming to you. Like, is that the problem? Are they focused on just trying to buy up another studio instead of trying to produce quality games?
Well, the purpose of getting the studios is to get games, right? And you got to get the studios with existing IPs so you can have.
But they have studios now.
They have studios now, and they all have games. But in majority of these acquisitions are recent. So when I say Xbox needs to respond, I'm not saying they need to respond with acquisition. I'm asking them to respond with an IP acquisition or license. That's why I said go get the Captain America's, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, and try to do if there's anything left, unless they give Sony first right of refusal since they're dangling Spider-Man all over the place. Then you go to DC and try to get the deal there. The last time, you know, PlayStation had a killer showcase, Microsoft bought Bethesda the week later. So I mean, do they turn around and buy Take-Two? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Where is that? Because y'all been running with that, man. Where's that coming from?
I've been running with it. I'm just like,
where is that coming from? Where's that Take-Two?
Rand said in the podcast, in the Xbox 2 podcast, that Xbox was in talks with Take-Two because they were for sale, but he said that was like months ago, and he don't know what happens, and he can't even confirm if anything went on with that. And so people took that, ran with it. Microsoft, Phil Spencer has an interview with the CEO of Take-Two on September 21st, so they're trying to put that and that together, see what's going on. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't care. Here's the thing, is I'll say this. So the goal is to make Game Pass as essential as Netflix is. Like, you have to have Netflix, you have to have Hulu, or you definitely have to have like a Disney Plus. Those are essential. Why are they essential? Because of IP. They have content that you like. You know, you need this service to watch it, right? And they have enough of it to make it essential. Game Pass right now, if you are a Xbox owner, Game Pass is essential if you have an Xbox. Because why not? Right now, Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. That's it. It's not essential. It's just a really good deal right now. For Game Pass to be essential, you need a major move or two that are essential. And who is essential? You would need a major publisher or two. And I said this in my video. You need a EA and a Ubisoft, or a Take-Two and maybe Square Enix. You need something that drops multiple AAAs annually on multi-platform. Gotcha. You get that, you then force it becomes an essential, because wait a minute. Like, think about it. Let's think about Take-Two. They own Rockstar, 2K, Gearbox, all that shit. They own like all these essential. Like, 2K's every year. It's a money machine. I don't like 2K. Right. I don't even care for Grand Theft Auto like that. But if you're telling me the only way to access that is on Xbox or via Game Pass, that becomes essential now. If the only way to access Madden and fucking FIFA, all this other shit that EA publishes every single year is in Game Pass or on Xbox, that becomes essential. So at that point, that would be a move that makes PlayStation say, all right, we're gonna have to get Game Pass on our platform. Nintendo, all right, we have to get Game Pass on our platform. That's when it becomes essential. So that's what I meant. Like, they have to make right now. Game Pass isn't essential yet. The only way it's going to become essential if they manage to get a Take-Two, a Square Enix, or Ubisoft and the EA, the people that produce AAA games annually, and they not only just one, they produce about 5 on an annual basis.
So are you saying to just get the game, like get a partnership to where the games are coming into Game Pass, or
no? You gotta buy them outright.
Outright,
because you if you buy them outright, the fear of hold up, we don't have access to this no more. That's the thing. That's why, like, the partnerships, they already have a decent partnership with you. You literally, for it to, like I said, for it to be essential, they have to buy. They can afford it. These niggas had $130 billion to spend. They made $130 billion in offers to things. Remember Discord? They was about to overpay for Discord. Them dumbasses decided to go public. Dummy. Like, $10 billion for nothing? Like, they literally had, Microsoft had $130 billion this year alone for acquisitions that they didn't make because the people didn't sell. Backed out. This nigga's just leaving money on the table. Apparently, they're getting like, I can make more than that. Really? Can you? So they got the money to spend. So I won't be surprised if they spend $40 billion on a Take-Two or fucking, like put a 25 piece on like on an EA or something like that. And I say those have to be more than a partnership for it to count. So you have to own it. It has to be a situation where, like, all right, this is permanently tied to this. They're buying this to improve that. They're making this essential. So yeah, not partnership, not just getting it exclusive. For Game Pass to be essential, they have to buy like 2 more major publishers. That's something that where it's close to a monopoly. That's legally that they won't get in trouble for, but it's close enough that other like. You it's to the point where, like, all right, we're gonna have to move forward with this. The shit I was saying about like the heroes to counter the Wolverines and Spidermans, those you could do via partnerships and like exclusive licensings and stuff like that. It's too late to get an exclusive, Suicide Squad or Arkham Knight's game because it's already out there. It's already confirmed in multiplayer. It's not too late to negotiate a Game Pass deal. You know what I mean? And when not in a partnership like that. To try to counteract that, they try to move heavy on one of them, but Xbox has a lot to work to do, and PlayStation just showed why they're so dominant. They're not really competing like on like in terms of how much money they got or how much studios they got, but they're competing on things that is tangible and that you can see. That's IPs, that's games, recognition. And they're making a lot of noise, and Xbox has to find a way to compete with that because Game Pass, as of right now, is not enough, and Game Pass right now isn't essential. And their studios that they did get, they gotta have to start producing soon. So
right now, as things stand right now, who has the better 2022 lineup? Who is coming in 2022? Who's the favorite? Who has 2022 on lock as of right now?
All right, so let me just give a recap of what's actually 2022. So PlayStation has Forspoken, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, and God of War, right? Is there something I'm missing? Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire.
All right.
No, that's 2021.
That's 2022. That's not coming out this year, buddy.
Okay.
They delayed it. I remember them putting them a post.
The trailer said 2021, but okay.
All right. Xbox has right now, currently, and I'm just naming exclusives, not first party, like just what I know what's coming out next year. They have Dark Tide. They have the hell did it just get delayed? Stalker 2. They got Redfall, Starfield, and Forza Motorsport. PlayStation would be winning if those remain final. PlayStation have more recognizable IPs. They have God of War, Horizon. Gran Turismo, I think Forza is better. But when you look at what Square Enix is doing with Forspoken, I think just off wokeness alone, the shit's gonna like. And I don't mean to say it like that, but like just all like
I get you.
Just there's like I'm not when I say agenda, I don't mean it in a bad way, but
Right.
that agenda is gonna push that game to the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think right now PlayStation's 2022 lineup is better. As of today, as today stands, their 2022 lineup is better than Xbox. And the only reason why I say it's better than Xbox is because we know Starfield's coming. We know Todd Howard's doing it. We don't quite know what it truly is.
What is
We
it?
know Redfall is coming, but we still don't quite know what it is. That's all. Yeah, if just on, it's just that familiarity. I can't say the word. Brand recognition, IP awareness. PlayStation have more familiar IPs right now coming out next year than what Xbox has. Xbox has games coming next year. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff coming out. But I don't think in terms of hype level, PlayStation should have it. It may now when the actual year come around, the games on Xbox might score better, but then again, I don't know if God of War was like a 94. If they, I don't foresee them going. I don't foresee them going backwards. So you could say safe bet that's a 90 rated game. You could say Horizon. Now Horizon was an 87.
Something like that.
Can they improve it? Could it be a 90 game? It could, but we could say it's going to be a high 80s. I'm gonna say it's going to be a high 80s. We look Forspoken. Like I said, it could be a great story. Maybe it performs like shit. Who knows? But I'm going to say it's going to be a high 80s game. I think it's going to be throughout. I think like Ghostwire Tokyo is going to be like 70s, low 80s, whatever. Gran Turismo is going to be a high 90s game if it's truly Gran Turismo. The GT Sport wasn't what it was. Xbox Starfield. I think Todd Howard. I think with he's every game he has been a game of the year contender.
Yeah.
I think Starfield, is going to be late 80s, early 90s, right? I think Redfall is going to be a mid 80s game. I think Forza Motorsport is going to be mid high 80s game. Everything else I'm not quite sure, but I think PlayStation right now is leading until Xbox starts talking again. And you know what I mean? They're gonna have to, obviously it's September now. They got to start doing for the first quarter. We need to know like that they're gonna have to start talking soon for like the first 5 months because the whole E3 bullshit. Like we need to know now for the first quarter of 2022. And right now, the games that are first quarter, I don't think anything is first party because Redfall is summer, Deathloop is early fall or late summer, Starfield we know is November. So they're gonna have to start talking soon. But we'll see. PlayStation's probably edging it out though easily.
Okay. I think so too. But yeah, that was the end of that showcase. God of War. Was the closer. I was hoping. I'm not hoping, but I was thinking it was gonna be the opener.
Oh, God of War.
But yeah,
they opened it with with
KOTOR. Yeah,
they did good pacing, man. They did.
Yeah.
They did some good stuff there. And the crazy thing is, in hindsight, you can look at. I think each show was respectable. The thing is that, for example, the God of War showing, right? This is where PlayStation wins, right? With their E3, with their quote unquote E3 showing, because God of War is their. What's damn? The problem is they got fucking bangers because for each year, Spiderman is going to be the year PlayStation's game for 2023. God of War and Horizon, God of War is bigger than Horizon, so God of War is going to own 2022, but Horizon is big enough to carry the first half of the year. God of War big enough to carry the second half of the year, so they got two bangers next year. But the thing is that they recognize that God of War is the IP. They know how important Spider-Man is, but God of War is the IP. It closed the show. Halo didn't close. It didn't close. And it didn't open. If Xbox were to close the show with Halo and the campaign Halo, with a little bit of the sizzle reel that they did in the multiplayer, if they properly closed it with I think that's what the type of route we wanted for Halo. and they're still depriving us of that. So this is where I said, because I enjoyed Xbox E3 show, like I enjoyed it a lot, but IP treatment, God of War is king. Like they like, nah, we're gonna show it to you, and we're gonna show you why, right? They treated God of War how Halo was supposed to be treated. They didn't do that with Halo. They opened this PlayStation opened the show technically outside of the trailer was with KOTOR, a chess move. They stole it from Xbox, right? Xbox opened the show with Starfield. We thought it was going to be a multi-plat next major game from Todd Howard, and come to find out it's an Xbox exclusive. That's a big deal. They both opened up with art. They took RPGs from each other, right? Mm-hmm. KOTOR is going to be it's an RPG, a Western RPG, synonymous with Xbox and PC. Is now exclusive to PlayStation. Starfield was too big to be an exclusive for Xbox. Come to find out, it's an exclusive for Xbox. So I give those both like a tie. I felt like the Forza Horizon gameplay demonstration was better than the GT gameplay. I think Forza Horizon 5 as an open world game looks better than what GT looks like as a circuit. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure we'll see more of it soon. As far as the in-between stuff, like the other games hits that Xbox announced that were big, like the Contrabands, we didn't see really anything of it. We don't know what it is. So the CGI doesn't work. Redfall, a CGI trailer gave you an idea for what it is, but it was still CGI, right? Mm-hmm. So you look at, I almost forgetting all the other stuff that they announced at that showcase, but you think about Contraband, it didn't work. It's like, okay, Contraband. It is what it is. But we don't know truly what it is. You get a CGI Wolverine, and all we get is the claw.
Yeah.
But but it's more impactful. Yep. I can only list Contraband. We could put an image with Wolverine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
I just think I think that Sony, I think Sony needs to prepare their assembly line in constructing PS5.
Yeah.
Because they just sold every PS5 up until KOTOR comes out. Like every PS, like people think PlayStation 5 is hard now to get.
Yeah.
It's about to get crazy. Yeah. I don't think we will see a PS5 on shelf for a long time. for a long time.
They're doing the damn thing, and I'm not even gonna be mad at them I can't be mad at them for the way they do things. They do things just these late in the year stuff. It's just fine because remember, majority of their games drop early in the year, so it actually makes sense to have these events.
That's another thing I would say.
Go ahead.
So if we're looking at 2022, right? Mm-hmm. Where does God of War fall? In my opinion,
September.
This will be the. Oh, so, okay, September. Okay, I was thinking this will be the first time that Sony has a holiday.
It'll definitely be a holiday release, but there's still room for. Yeah, so PlayStation could definitely do like a holiday game. Like they could drop a game in November, but
because like you got Horizon February, Forspoken, let's say April, May. You got Gran Turismo. When is Gran? Gran Turismo is March. Final Fantasy 16 might go.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Ghostwire. So it's just like it's just so like each month is kind of like so jam packed, right? I think it would just make sense just to Sony just go ahead and have a holiday release, man. It's okay, you know what I mean? Just make God of War that blockbuster for holiday.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. I think September. I think September is appropriate for it. I think that's the latest they'll probably want to release a game, and it'll be enough time in between those other games that are packed at the first half of the year. And then they got to do PSVR 2, which Jez said that might be holiday. They could do that holiday because it's just the preferred. That's a holiday item, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And they'll September, have games. But I think September is pretty safe. I know people want to say April because it's the last one, but like nah.
It's just too much.
I
Like
think it's
in that window,
yeah.
man. Like golly. But I can see September because then you got okay, you got God of War will do its sales for September, October, and then you got November with Black Friday. Maybe throw a little price drop in there. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Right, man. So it was a good show. We had a good turnout today. Shout out to everybody that came through. All the Pegasus.
Hey, hold up.
What? Oh yeah, Barry says Dre, your Pegasus contract is on the way. The way smooth talking, he wants a contract. Nah, B. Nah, they did the damn thing. I can't front. I mean, they had a great showing. Maybe it's my lack of expectations, or it does. It's like it allows me to be very impressed at some of the things that they do.
Like
I need to start approaching Xbox that way. So
I don't know, man. Like that KOTOR really got me like that shit was big. Like, and people really just don't understand how big that's going to be. Like,
yeah, man, it's
that's wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, kudos to PlayStation, man.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Like I said, after I said in my video, I think I gave them like a 9.5. I think it realistically it's an 8.5 for me out of 10.
Yeah, that was me too.
It was a good show.
I think both fan bases should be happy for the future.
It's gonna be. I mean, like I said, Xbox has announced a lot of games. They've announced a lot of games, but I think what the thing is that the games that PlayStation announces, they just have more impact. And some of their surprise. Here's what they do: they'll show a game that will have impact if they don't have gameplay, right? But the surprise games will have gameplay that we don't know of. So now we have some substance to put behind it. So, and that's why you could hype a game like Forspoken, because it was shown with gameplay. So it wasn't like just like no title or just trailer. It was just shown with gameplay, so you have something to run with. And the games that don't have gameplay, it's a IP with recognition that you can actually, all right, well, we know what it is. But yeah, man, they did a good job. But man, it was great speaking to you again.
Absolutely, likewise.
You've been doing your thing, and like I said, we probably gonna have to do this podcast in seasons. For the simple fact that because like you shouldn't have a break in the break that we had. It wasn't even like a planned break or anything like that. I just got like caught up. And so
life happens.
For all intents and purposes, I expect to do a podcast next week. It's just that Let's Talk Games won't have a set time, pretty much. That's why we got to do it. We can't have it with like, all right, we're going to promise you a podcast this day, this time. It's literally going to have to be a Friday or a Saturday, and it could be at day or it could be mid-afternoon. Like it have to be something like that. I think it works better that way. That's spontaneous. We get energy, because if we plan on a schedule, this is what happens when you do a schedule. You have to prepare and gear yourself up for that time, and then by the time you get to that time, you're like kind of exhausted. Oh, I gotta do this. But if we just do it, boom, we have the energy. It's middle of the day, and then after we done, we got the rest of the day. I could go finish a game. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not dragging you up until your bedtime, right? You know what I mean? So that's the thing.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was cool. This works for me. So yeah, man, I'm here. I mean, I ain't going nowhere. Not yet. Probably. Not probably. In October, I will be moving. So.
It's finalized.
House is almost done, and I will finally have a new space to myself.
Yeah, that's what I need.
So,
gotta get these boxes. People be laughing. I'm collecting game boxes in my bedroom. I need to get rid of that shit, right?
Man, I'm just. Yeah, so like next month is going to be crazy for me. So I don't know if we'll be able to do something then. Probably once I get set up.
Yeah, once you get set up. So like I said, it'll be like obviously, like I said, life happens. So we gotta do as much as we can before that happens, and then by the time that time comes, it won't be too crazy. So.
Right. So yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. Dre, you got anything on the works you want to point out before we log out?
I mean, just check out the channel if you want. Sir Dre the Great. I think I'm getting better. I'm still. I still have a lot to improve, but I think I'm getting better, in my opinion. So yeah, just check out the channel. Subscribe if you want. You don't got to. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm on Twitter, Sir Dre the Great. I'm on Twitter. So I'm on PlayStation, Sir Dre the Great on PlayStation. On Xbox, Sir Dre the 6 on Xbox. And that's the number, not the number 6, but the number 6 spelled SIX. So
yeah, why is it Sir Dre the 6?
So Xbox for some reason doesn't have enough characters for Sir Dre the Great.
Oh, okay.
And then
why did you do Sir Dre the GR8?
That looked lame. That looked lame. I did that, and that looked severely lame. So the 6 is for my family. So it's 6 of us in my family. So
gotcha. That makes sense.
That's how I do it.
All right. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Guys, keep a lookout. I just dropped a video reacting to the PlayStation. It was more so me talking about like the impact on Wolverine and the Marvel impact in PlayStation and how Xbox really should try to do something about that. We elaborated more here. I'm going to be doing a review of Psychonauts 2 fairly soon. And I'll probably and I'm gonna try to finish up Ratchet and Clank. But thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe
button. Is that Gotti for you?
Psychonauts 2?
Yeah, is that Gotti?
If the year was the end today, yes, it would be Gotti. So if there's nothing, what else? We got Forza Horizon 5. We got. I don't think I'm not getting Call of Duty this year. Unless they're sending that shit to me for free, I am not buying that game. Battlefield, I'm not sold on. Multiplayer only. I suck at Battlefield. There's no reason. I'll be playing the 10-hour EA play trial. That's it. You telling me Life is Strange is 30 frames per second? You're starting to scare me. I don't know about that. I might just have to buy the remaster and play that one at 60.
No, the new one. Not Life. The new one.
The one True Colors.
Yeah, True Colors.
Yeah, that's Life is Strange, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
True Colors. You're saying if that one's 30, then I'm just gonna skip that one and just buy the remake of the first one.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
because I know that one's running at like 4K 60.
Yeah, I'll send you the tweet because I swear they said 30.
I don't know if any other game qualifies, and then 343 shot themselves in the foot. So they kind of opted like they don't care about being Game of the Year. So Psychonauts 2 is probably Game of the Year. I don't know if I played a better game than Psychonauts 2 this year. Resident Evil 8, no, I didn't beat Resident Evil 8.
I didn't play it.
Yeah. And Returnal, nope. The Ascent is actually a runner up, but the thing is, the reason why I eliminate the Ascent because of the fucking bugs and how they still jacking me for a side mission and a couple achievements. Otherwise, you get rid of those bugs, the game was really good. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, man. It's been a pleasure.